How did you discover the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal?
I went to see a movie. It was called The Road Warriors. That was back in the 80s, early 80s, 81, whatever it was, 82. 81, I guess it was. And I'd seen the movie, and I would never do that. I mean, the way I worked, that's BS. But I got to thinking, and I said, you know what, maybe there's something I could do to get a tag team, because I was thinking tag team. And I called a guy that I knew up in Minneapolis, Eddie Sharkey, who was an old-timer, never made any money. He'd been around wrestling for 1,000 years. And I said, can you get a couple of guys up there? Pretty good-sized kids, look good, pretty fair athletes. And I want to line some guys up, if you will, for me, and then I want to pick 2 guys out. He said, yeah. So he called me up. He says, I'm going to have about 15, 16 guys. They all work at Grandma B's restaurant. They're all bouncers. Pretty tough kids. Some of them are fair athletes. One time, high school football, track wrestling maybe. So come on up here and take a look at them, like 15, 16 guys. So I came up to look at them. They were all lined up like this. And I shook the hands of the first one. The guy says, oh yeah, I watch you all the time, Ole Anderson, boy. I just watch you. You're so wonderful. Second guy, Ole Anderson, boy. I tell you what, yeah, when I watch you, yeah, you really were. Third guy, Ole Anderson, boy, you really are great. The 10th guy was Mike Hegstrand. He said, you don't look too damn tough to me. I said, uh-huh. I left, got done with all, and I went back to Eddie Sharkey and I said, one guy I really want. That's the guy that gave me that shit, you don't look too tough to me, and that was Mike Hegstrand.
Right.
He said, okay. I said, well, I got to have another guy. And the other guy I'd already used before, Joel Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
So Mike Hegstrand was the reason that I took to both of them, because they were both buddies and all that kind of crap. So I said, I'm going to make you into a team, and I'm going to call you the Road Warriors. They went, what the hell are you talking about? I said, just goddamn listen to me and just shut the hell up. I said, I got to have a manager for you. And I had a kid that was working for me at that time, Paul Ellering. I wasn't doing nothing with Paul. There was nothing to do with Paul. He was just under the bottom matches, and that was it. So I went to Paul, and I said, Paul, I want you to be, it's either do what I say, or I'm going to have to let you go. Well, he says, okay, he needed to work. He never made any money in this business. He says, yeah, what do you want? I said, I want you to be the manager of the Road Warriors. You seen that movie, Mel Gibson and all that crap? I don't know if you'd seen it or not.
Yeah, Mad Max.
Huh?
It was Mad Max, I think. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
Well, it was the Road Warriors, but I think the movie was actually called Mad Max.
No.
No, there was an actual Road Warriors?
I think the movie name was Road Warriors.
I thought it was Mad Max. But go ahead, it doesn't matter. I know what exactly you're talking
about.
No,
but I think it was Road Warriors.
Okay.
The first one I think was Road Warriors.
Okay.
Had to be. I would never know that. I don't know nothing about Mad Max.
Right.
But anyway, so I said, you be the manager, the Road Warriors, and these are guys that be the Road Warriors. Okay, and they went, that ain't going to work. But what I did is I put them in the ring on TV, and I had them work maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Don't beat the shit out of the guy. My deal is always this. If you hit a guy 42 times in the face, something ought to be wrong with that face.
Right.
The guy either ought to be dead, or he sure should have been falling down a long time ago. So how can you hit a guy 42 times in the face? You can't. So I tried to tell him, I said, listen, if you are finally going to go throw that one punch, just throw one punch, and let that guy sell the hell out of them, one punch, and then you beat the guy. That's it.
Right.
And that's what we did. And they got over like a son of a gun.
What do you say to the critics that say they hurt the business by not selling at all? What do you say to your critics that say, they didn't sell for anybody and it hurt the business?
Who didn't sell for anybody?
In the beginning, Hawk and Animal. Even in
well, wait a second.
Not when you first...
Hold it.
Right.
Stop in 2 seconds. If I punched you in the face, let's just say I punched you twice.
Right.
What would you do?
I'd be selling it. Well, in real life?
Yeah.
I'd be hurting.
Yeah, you'd be on the ground.
Right.
So they're bitching because you didn't hit me back?
Well, they're saying not in the beginning. They're saying in general in the wrestling matches that a lot of the guys, when they would work them, when they were like getting,
They went short matches. I went 10, 11 minutes, maybe 8 minutes.
Right.
That's all he ever did. So what are they looking for? They're looking for the guy, the road warriors, to be big and tough son of a guns and sell for this little guy who can't do anything?
Right. No, I understand totally the philosophy and stuff. I'm just saying those critics are,
Well, how much do critics make?
What's that?
I make $250,000 a year. You got a critic there that made the same amount of money, then I'll listen to him.
Right. They're other workers, so it's not,
Well, who's the workers? You got to give me a name.
I know the Midnight Express talked a little bit about working them sometimes, and never sold for them.
Oh, okay. Well, wait a minute. Now you're getting into a different situation. If you're talking about main event matches, and sometimes they didn't sell much.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about when they first came in. Obviously, you're giving them a big push. And you don't,
Yeah. Okay.
Right, right.
Okay. Well, see, wrestling is so easy,
Right.
but it's so hard.
Exactly.
You don't know it either.
I know what you mean.
So you have to go ahead and tell me all the situations that you're talking about.
Right.
So if you're saying, well, the Midnight Express, or who the hell ever you want to talk about, if they were a pretty decent team and they weren't out there just to do the job, they were out there to have a decent match, then you'd be right if the Road Warriors didn't sell it a little bit.
Right, exactly. That's what I meant.
I agree.
Right, okay.
I agree. Now, what in the world am I going to do except chew the Road Warriors out? Was I there at that match? If the Midnight Express says I was and I was watching the damn match, then it's my fault.
Right.
But if I wasn't there because I was running 2 or 3 or 4 towns every damn night, so you tell me how many towns can I be in at one time?
Right.
How many can I be in?
One.
Yeah. So what do I do in the other 3?
Right. Actually,
So I can't be everywhere is my point. So I didn't see every damn match. And maybe I might have been in the building, I just didn't see it. Or maybe I did see it, and I just said to the goddamn Road Warriors, I said, you dumb shits. And that's about it. Let it go. But to be able to have the Road Warriors sell a little bit for somebody, yes, and they probably should have.
Right.
But I'm not looking at the match, so I really don't know, and I don't know. And Midnight Express, I don't see him working the Midnight Express very often.
Right. This might have been it might have been Stan Lane when we did the Midnight Express interview, and he might have been talking about when he worked him as the Fabulous Ones with Steve Kern for Vern. It could have been that.
Could have been because they went up there for Vern.
Yeah. So, what about?
And stop and look at here. Steve Kern, I think I've got it right. Gene and I wrestled number 1 and number 2 for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Right.
Tim Woods was a hell of a wrestler. Number 2 was a pretty tough guy. We wrestled for an hour. We just wrestled and wrestled. Harley Race booking. Put us against Steve Kern and who was his partner sometimes?
Stan Lane?
Maybe he was. 2 young kids that just broke into business.
Right.
And Harley said, I want you guys to put these guys over on TV. I said, what are you talking about? I said, we just got through working week after week after week with wrestling number 1, wrestling number 2. Wrestling number 1 is a hell of a wrestler. And now you're going to put us against these 2 kids that just got into business a month ago, and you're going to you want us to put them over? He said, well, the people will never expect it. I said, if we're going to go on that theory, I said, listen, next week when I get in the ring, I'll pull my pants down and shit right in the ring.
Right.
I bet the people don't expect that either. But I bet it don't draw any money.
Huh.
And I was so pissed off at Harley for that. But we went out and did just exactly what he wanted.
Right.
It didn't go anywhere. How could it go anywhere?
Right.
Those 2 kids didn't even know how to tag, for Christ's sake.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.